What is up, YouTube? JSC Games here, and today we're back with some more exploring OMORI mysteries. Alright, so today's mystery is another, what I think is a pretty big one, and that is, were Sunny and Basil forgiven after the truth? So, were Sunny and Basil forgiven after the truth? So, if you've already played through the game and you've seen the truth, you know that Sunny pushed Marie down the stairs, causing her to, well, we don't know if died, but definitely severely injured to probably cause death. So Basil was like, dude, you know, I've just had the best idea. We should frame this as a suicide and give everyone mental trauma for no reason. And they decided to do exactly that. And, well, after all of this happens, well, we know Sunny, Sunny and Basil basically both suffer years of trauma, and Sunny secludes himself for years. And Basil, well, I don't know what Basil did, but I think he did something the same, and he suffered a lot too. And they kept this to themselves until all of the game events happened, and finally at the end, Sunny's like, I have to tell you something. So basically, what we're here to figure out is what would happen after. What would the friends think? Would they forgive Sunny and Basil? Alright, so first person I'm gonna go with is Kel, because he's kind of the easiest. Well, at least I think. So Kel, we see is like, in the game, we see like he's basically like the most positive person, most like happiest person. He's chilling. I mean, obviously he went through his own pain after the truth. Like, well, we might do that in another video, but he had his own pain, and but the thing is, he always stayed positive, and he managed to cope with it, as we saw in the game. At least from all we saw he was able to cope with Marie's supposed suicide. So I personally think Kel would forgive him, because he's a good person, he's positive, and he knows Sunny and Basil are good people, and this was a mistake. They didn't want it to happen, but it unfortunately did. So I'm pretty sure Kel would forgive them. So good job, Kel, I guess. He's my favorite character too, so yeah. Alright, so the next two are pretty complicated. We have Aubrey and Hero. So we know Aubrey and Marie were very close friends. And we have Marie and Hero. They were together, and Sunny Sunny took Marie away from Hero, right? So yeah, this is a bit more complicated. Alright, let's get it out of the way. First person I'm gonna go with is Aubrey, because Aubrey is definitely a lot more complicated. We know Aubrey is a good person, right? We see that a lot in the game. But the fact is, she does get angry at times. And we even saw, after the truth happened, she became this angry, mean person that bullied Basil. Poor Basil. He didn't deserve to suffer like that. He didn't deserve to get pushed into the lake. But basically, what I'm trying to say is, Aubrey could easily become a bad person, and it's pretty hard to say whether she would she accept Sunny? Would she be like, it's okay, you did a bad thing, you didn't mean it? Or would she be like, why would you do this? Why would you take my best friend away from me? I'm gonna hit you with my bat now. Please don't hit Sunny with the bat. He doesn't deserve it. He just got his eye taken out. He doesn't deserve this. So I personally, I think that Aubrey would forgive Sunny, but it would take a while, because because she just started turning her life around, I guess, after the truth, and she became this bad person and everything. And then after these 3 days with Kel and Hero and Sunny, she just started turning around and becoming a better person. So I think the fact that it's so recent, and then telling her the truth right after this is it's gonna be hard on her. So it's definitely gonna take her a minute to process it and accept it. She'll probably definitely be a little bit angry at Sunny at the beginning, but I think eventually she'll probably just come around and forgive him, and that'll hopefully be the end of it. I hope he doesn't get beaten with a bat, but I think Sunny will be fine. And our final character of the friend group is Hero, which is definitely the most hardest one. It's gonna be hard for him to forgive him, because we know Marie and Hero were together. They were inseparable. I think that's the word. They were together. They were and they were happy together. And yeah, it was gonna be happy story, happy life, happy everything. And then Sunny decides to push, and then stairs, and yeah, the truth happens. And you know, this basically, and then yeah, it's framed as a suicide too. And then the hero thinks like he could have done something to prevent this, and he didn't. And it basically gives him like depression and everything because he thinks he could have helped Marie and prevented her from hanging herself, but he thinks he didn't do enough, and then he gets all depressed. And that definitely caused a lot of trauma and pain for Hiro all those years that he suffered from it. So when we saw that with Kel too and stuff, like Kel and Hiro, like Kel tried to help him and then Hiro got all angry at him, and yeah. So we see like it definitely caused a whole bunch of pain with Hiro. I think he's definitely one of the characters that suffered the most. I don't know who would be like the one who suffered the actual most, but he's definitely one of the characters that suffered the most out of like all of them. And also like to add on top of all of this, like this depression and pain and losing his lover, I guess, is caused him all of this pain. And also he like gave up his dream of like becoming a chef, because we saw he was like a good chef, right? Even Murray was like, Hiro, you should like consider becoming a chef because you're really good at it. He even got a cookbook and he was gonna do it, but after then he just decided to, I guess, follow what his parents told him to become a doctor. I don't know if he just did it by himself or because his parents told him to. But all I know is he gave up his dream, and that's tough to do. And he lost his lover and stuff, so it definitely caused a whole bunch of pain is what I'm trying to say after like all of that. I'm basically trying to say it caused him a lot of pain. So would he forgive Sunny after he goes through all this pain, right? And then he copes with it. He's still suffering with it to the current events of the game, right? Throughout the 3 days, we know he's still suffering through it. Even like, you know, when he tried to go to the graveyard, like before he's prepared to Marie, even he's like, I'm not prepared to do this. So we know he's definitely still suffering from all this damage the truth caused him. So then he's like, okay, I'm okay with all of this after the 3 days with reuniting with his friend with stuff. He's like, we gotta be here for each other. But then Sunny and Basil get into a fight. Sunny gets his eye murked, and then they go to the hospital. And then Sunny's like, you know what? I'm gonna tell my friends the truth. So would Hiro forgive Sunny? So what I think is it'd definitely be a similar case to Aubrey, because you know he was also very close to Marie, and you know he just like went through all of this. I guess he's also like, you know, starting to become more mentally healthy. You know, he's starting to cope with Marie's death and stuff. But then just hearing from one of his best friends, right, that they caused Marie's death and then also framed it as a suicide, that is gonna be very tough for Hiro to hear and very tough for him to just accept and just let go of. It's definitely gonna be very tough, especially for him. But would he accept Sunny? Would he forgive him? I think he personally would, alright? Because we see like throughout the game in Headspace and in real world, he's a very good and nice person, right? But he definitely has like his flaws, you know. He has his pain and his stuff, and he also had depression and stuff. So it's gonna be very, very tough for him to accept and very tough for him to forgive Sunny. But I think eventually he would, maybe not right away, because he'd be like, you know, wow, I can't believe all of this was fake and it wasn't actually my fault. It would definitely be tough for him in the beginning. So I think it'd be like Aubrey, like it'd be tough for him, but eventually he'd also come around and he'd be like, you know what, Sunny, I do forgive you because you didn't mean to do this, but you still took away from Marie from me, so like, just know it still hurts. But he would definitely forgive him, I personally think. Okay, so that covers all 3 characters that weren't involved in the truth. And well, I'm pretty sure Basil would forgive Sunny because they just went through that whole thing, like and you know, they started stabbing each other and stuff. I'm pretty sure they'd forgive each other. So in the end, I personally think they would all just forgive Sunny eventually, even if it would take them a while to accept it and stuff. But I think eventually they would forgive him, and they just all go live their lives and be happy. Maybe, hopefully, still be friends and stuff, and stay together. And yeah, especially because Hiro and them were like, oh, we're friends, we should stay together. So anyway, that's gonna be it from me. So I personally think they're gonna forgive Sunny and Basil. So, well, what do you guys think? Like, Do you think they would forgive him? Do you think Hero would forgive him? Because Hero is definitely the most complicated one. Oh, you know, like, tell me in the comments below. And that's pretty much it. So, I will see you guys next week.